excited to welcome back to the Circle Couch our first guest for today. He is a very familiar face on our screens and stage, both here and in his native UK. He is at the start of his comedy mega tour, Laughter Is My Agenda, touring Australia until May, and this man is losing it on the couch because he is so excited about seeing Olivia Newton-John. Say hello to Stephen K. Amos.
I can't tell you how excited I am to be here. I mean, you're an icon. You're a living legend. Can I touch you, please? Just touch me.
Oh! You're so sweet. Oh. Are we able to talk to you, Stephen, in any way, shape or form, or do you just want to come and sit next to Olivia?
I wouldn't mind swapping seats.
Would you like... Can we do that?
Yeah, let's do that.
I'm coming home. Josie we match too.
No, we thought about this. I'm so excited.
Stephen, as a performer, what have you been inspired about from Olivia?
What have I been inspired by?
Yeah.
Well, where do I start? The singing, the dancing, the gorgeousness, and the graciousness. And I saw you on Oprah or Ellen or one talking about some of the stuff that you've still got from Greece, for example, with these jeans. Oh, can I have them?
You've done your own TV show, though, recently, haven't you, in the UK, Stephen?
I have, yes.
And was that great fun to do?
It was quite different, different discipline. When you start doing live stuff, you get an immediate reaction from the audience, apart from this man in the front going... Normally, you get people laughing, but with a TV show, as you know, do your films and stuff, you get a chance to do it again and again and again, and sometimes I found that you lost kind of the funny or the reason why it was good in the first place, but it's really good discipline. I'm very pleased I did it.
How's it been received?
Has been received up and down. because what I did was I didn't just do stand-up. I did sketches and I had guest comics. I wanted new comics to come on the show as well. Yeah. And the show was meant to go out on a Friday night at about 8 o'clock, and they put it out at 10 p.m. So it would have been a slightly different show.
Steve, can I ask you about the importance of inspiring people in your life, particularly when you're young? I used to be a teacher, and I loved reading that you had a particular teacher that gave you, I think, 3 ticks and an A in an exercise book about a story that you'd written. You've still kept that exercise book. What role did that teacher... What role did that teacher play in determining what you do for a living today?
Well, he was my English teacher, Mr. Matthews, and I was one of those kids who didn't pay attention in school at all, didn't really want to be there, and he just encouraged us to read and write stuff, use our imaginations. And I wrote this story on a bus. I mean, I used to get buses, not anymore. And basically, I wrote this story, and it just went all over in my head. This imagination ran wild, and I didn't know back then that the storytelling would actually be what I now do as a job. So if it wasn't for him encouraging me and giving me good marks, I probably wouldn't be sitting here now.
Is that what you see that comedians do? They've got an incredible ability just to tell a great story?
Some of us have, some of us haven't. But it's my job is to find the funny and look at the funny enough in stuff. Like you were talking earlier about whether it was a story about someone being racist about somebody's hair. Now my take on that is, that sounds ridiculous to me, but my funny angle would be that I come from a big family myself, 7 kids, and to keep us entertained, we used to model ourselves on the pop stars of the day. So in our case, we were like the Jackson 5. And by that I mean we had flared trousers, afro hair, and our dad used to beat us.
Family, besides the beatings, are they impressed by what you do?
Do you know, in my show that I do my mum. Right, I don't do my mum. I impersonate. Thank you, Olivia. I impersonate my mum, and she's the one person in my family who goes, "That is not me." I'm like, "Mum, this is exactly you." I put the wig on, glasses, and I do a take of her doing me.
What is she like, your mum?
What's she like?
She sounds like a real character.
She's a real character. I think because my parents arrived in London in the 60s, they had to kind of find their own voice because they weren't being heard, and they had 7 kids in quick succession. Wow. Yeah, 7 of us.
Wow.
I'm joint middle, and I've got a twin sister who is ugly. I'm the pretty one.
Stephen, Your parents, what you said, were sort of like wannabe or make-believe property developers. They moved around a lot. How did that contribute to your personality and helping you maybe on stage?
Well, that was quite difficult because, as you said, my parents did think they were property developers by moving so many times, which meant, we thought we were in the witness protection programme. I was like, why are we moving again and again and again? And so it meant we had to go to different schools, so you have to make new friends, because the one thing you all want to do is just fit in. And when you feel like you're an outsider, which is, I think, where me and Z's come in, because we have that thing of looking out inside and having our comedic brains work on that, as opposed to being part of the status quo.
Yes.
So do you feel like you fit in here? Because you're going to be in Australia for how long? 3 months or something, touring?
I'm going to be here for a long... I'm going back to London on Monday, but I'm coming back to do 5 months, and I'm hoping to get dinner. Please.
I want to come see you. I want to come see your show.
Oh, we can sort that out.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
I think you need to keep talking. Get yourself a ticket, Olivia. Stephen, I think what you're saying about the moving and the way that gave you a perspective on your surroundings is really great for you as a touring comedian, because I think when you do a comedy show, people really want you to hold up a mirror and create a reflection of what you see. What do you reflect about Australia?
I wouldn't keep coming here if I wasn't received quite warmly. I've been coming here for about 7 or 8 years, and it's been a gradual build-up, and people like what I do. I talk honestly in my comedy, bit of truth in there, and sometimes the truth is hard to hear, but if you say it with a funny twist and a point, and I can back it up, whatever I say. Given
that you are going to be here for that amount of time, and on the show we have a lot of sensational cooks, can I now put you on the spot and say, when you come back, you must co-host here on The Circle, everyone. Don't you agree?
Oh. Yes, I'm liking that very much.
Oh, take now. I want to ask Steve, how long does it take to create a show? Someone like me who goes to see your show, it seems so smooth, you guys, the way you stand up, and what's the length of an average show? Maybe 45, an hour? If you're doing part of the comedy festival, you do an hour. Right. But if I'm on tour in the UK, I'll do probably 2 hours, 2.5 hours. How long would it take to create that from the original idea to getting it to the point where you feel it's smooth and ready to go out in front of a crowd? It probably takes me about 3 months. And basically what I do is I go out with an A5 pad with ideas written on it, and I go into a small room with maybe 20, 30 people and just try them out. And then stuff happens. It's quite organic, because also I like to talk with the audience when I do my stuff to make sure that they seem to think that it's in the moment. A lot of comedians, particularly Australian ones, I don't know if you dispute this, Denise, but they say they've been doing the same routine for 30 years or however long they've been in the business. People will have seen you before here in Australia. Is it all new? Do you have to scrap everything and start again?
Yes, because unless you do like a big TV exposure, which is where people see a lot of your stuff, and also YouTube and all this, I've never put anything of mine on YouTube or Wikipedia, any of those Wikipedia. Nonsense. Nonsense. Apparently I'm 45.
I'm 67 and a dairy farmer as well.
I can't believe it. And apparently I'm in a vocal doo-wop group. I don't even know what doo-wop is.
We'll show you in the break. Please thank comedian Stephen K. Georgie, what are you doing? Well, Yumi Steins, it is our 2nd anniversary here at The Circle. You know what the 2nd anniversary is? It's cotton. So I thought we'd do a little bit of a stitching, even though I'm absolutely hopeless at it. Georgie, sometimes I feel like you don't listen to me because I said we should have a cotton off. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. No, I had a totally different idea. What do you mean? Well, come over here, I've prepared something. Oh, what have you done? Cotton off. What could you possibly do with cotton? Okay. Come over here, we go. Come on. It's a candy competition. What is this? All right. It's fairy floss cotton. Oh, I love it. Oh my goodness, what are we doing? Wow. Wow. Look. Hang on. Mine's going to be bigger than yours. Mine's going to be bigger. Mine just go straight on my tongue. It's going to be bigger. It will. Do it. Oh my goodness, they fly around. I've always wanted. Ow, it's not a stick. I've always wanted to do this. This is awesome. I think I'm winning.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to us. Happy birthday, dear The Circle.
It's not that surprising to me that we got to 2 years. Oh, thank you. We always knew
That is the 2-year anniversary of the start of the circle.
Sorry, I think I just... how long we got? How long we got to go? We've got 55 seconds, okay? Hang on, Steins.
What?
Look, I've got a bit of momentum up
I'm
now.
so doing this at the school fete next year. I hope you're watching it like
you,
your
Min.
Rosie's got a
Come on, you lady behind.
There's all these little nuggets.
Come on, the little nuggets.
Go!
I've got a phobia of little cotton candy nuggets.
You would be the
Mine's
coolest.
really crappy.
Mine's really
George's is really
Oh, that's good.
I keep getting sugar baker. Go.
Here we go. Let's have a look at them.
How long?
Let's have a look.
25 seconds.
Oh, 25 seconds, 20 seconds.
I'm getting a bit of arthritis.
Getting oversized with the cotton candy.
Oh, gosh. Look at that.
Oh, I think the
Now I know what it is.
I've got a lot more respect for people who do fairy floss now.
green blue one, I think.
Oh, quick.
7, 6. Come on, Georgie.
Stuffed.
Yeah. Oh.
Look at that. Brilliant.
Happy birthday. Well done, Georgie.
Thank you.
Our next questionable guest joins us each week to share what he has found scrawled on the back of that online public toilet door we call the internet. So settle in, my fellow LOL cats, and please welcome Andrew McClellan.
Oh, I want a Logie too now. Everyone's getting Logies.
Yeah, come on.
Paperweights in town.
Get amongst it.
All right. Hey, speaking of getting amongst things, one thing I get amongst is the electronic internet. And in this modern world of, spell checkers and iPhone autocorrects and stuff, where everyone's spelling is checked pretty instantly, it can be easy to forget that sometimes punctuation is very important. Punctuation can be the difference between someone saying, "Stop clubbing baby seals," and someone saying, "Stop clubbing baby seals." And punctuation could save a life. I mean, for example, dinner with grandma can become "Let's eat grandma" as opposed to "Let's eat grandma." Poor ladies. And so on the internet there is a lot of very, very bad punctuation, and one group of people have come forward to try to fix that up. In the real world they're known as teachers, but on the internet they are known as grammar Nazis, and they're often portrayed something like this. But the grammar Nazis really do a good service, because some people see them as, people who are up themselves think they write better than the rest of us. But what they are is saving the front line of the English language from its slipping away. And so indeed, I want to look this week at one particular element of punctuation that's important on the internet. That is punctuation marks, with a look at the wonderful world of quotation marks. They told me there'd be a thing. I like the thing. All right.
It's live TV for you.
Yes, it's wonderful, isn't it?
Yeah.
So with quotation marks, now usually they're meant to mean either a genuine quotation or that someone is using a euphemism. But a lot of people think that they actually mean something is being, I suppose, expressed more strongly.
Yes.
So that mistake is often made. So you'll get punctuation marks, such as this, quotation marks. Employees must wash hands. And you can't help but think, is that a euphemism? What do you mean by wash hands? That sounds creepy. I hope the employee does it. And if you don't quite get the joke here, it's if you think that someone's saying, "If you know what I mean," after every line, it makes it work a lot better.
I see.
So, for example, with this sign here, where it's saying, "Cootie Brown's real food." Oh, Cootie Brown, what is that food? Gotta be filled with cooties. Then he goes, "Have this till at Friend's Restaurant. We have crabs." I fear you may. How about this little sign here? "Ring bell for meat service." Oh, you creepy old meat service. All right, let's have a look at the next one. "Fireworks you can trust." I don't trust him. I just don't. All right, and then here's another one. "No alcohol." Can I have alcohol? Can I not have alcohol? I just don't know. Now we have one of my favourites coming up, where we look to the professional massage. Am I right? I'm not wrong. All right. What's next? We have... the security guard. That's the most correct use of quotation marks. Absolutely. So in the vein of looking at "if you know what I mean," guys, I found a few clips of each of you on the circle saying just things. And after I play them, I want you to say if you know what I mean, because I want to add quotation marks to them. So here we go. Firstly, we got Cole.
Okay.
You saying a little something here, I think.
Next outfit. Oh, you're a good sport.
After the ad, I'll get my hose out.
Oh, we're going to go.
If you know what I mean.
Angelina, let's hit it with you.
But there is just this incredible spirituality coming off him.
If you know what I mean.
It looks in every context. Give me.
Right, lift up the skin, being careful not to tear it,
Yes.
and you just shove a few herbs under there.
Yes.
If you know what I mean.
Goodness gracious. And lastly, Georgie, you have a little something to say.
100-metre sprinters are like AFL footballers, huge ego. If you know what I mean.
Please say Gator the
And now here is Marianne with some rapid loss.
If you know what I mean.
This morning, the Circle is very proud to be hosting a reunion of one of Australia's favourite comedy duos. Our next guest worked alongside Colin Lane for 20 years in live shows, TV series and recorded music. Well, since 2006, Lano and Woodley have pursued separate careers, but today we're very thrilled to welcome back Frank to the Circle couch.
I stipulated very clearly that I would only be in the same room with Cole if there could be 3 people between us.
It doesn't feel weird to me.
It does feel weird. It does feel
Because
really weird.
people
Can I
want-
just sit next to you for a moment?
Yes.
Just. It feels so bizarre because when I was with Frank, we used to come on morning shows like Bert Newton and Kerry Ann Kennelly and all these shows and do this, but now you're coming on the show, the morning show, and I'm on the morning show. I'm on the show.
It's like you've been in... you're at primary school and you've been mucking around, like hanging it on the teacher, you know, being cheeky for like 3 years, and then you come in and the kid that you always muck around with is the teacher all of a sudden. Going, what? Yeah, it's but it's good.
But it's over, and we've been separate for five or 6 years.
How's that been, Frank, with you first? How have you found the separation issue and then forging your own path? Has that been difficult?
Well, it was for the first about 3 years. Every time I performed, you know, someone would go, where's Lano? But then it turned out I finally worked out it was Cole in the audience. And it was just like coming to every show I did. I said, Cole, you've got to detach, my friend.
Yes.
It's been, I'm sure for both of us, it's been quite weird. I have an inflatable Cole
great.
I have in the wings just to, comfort me.
Well, let's talk about your new project.
And also,
Yeah.
keeps
And
coming
once
back.
in a while, stick pins in it.
Yeah. Actually, I just shower it in buttons. He kept that from me for 20 years.
Really? Because I thought that we'd shared everything over that time.
I go, what? What's in for buttons? Whenever we were having any kind of creative disputes, I would have gone, Cole, I think it's got to go
the buttons.
You had them in a tin and shaken
Yeah.
them threateningly. Now, Frank, let's have a look at your new comedy show, which is screening on ABC. One of the things that I love about Woodley is that there's virtually no dialogue. Take a look at this. Now, in this scene, Frank, your character can't get out of his egg suit. So you play it. This is when I lost it watching this. So you play a really chaotic and accident-prone father, and you've just recently been divorced, and your wife, who is Justine Clark, who's just fabulous in the series.
She's great.
It's hilarious to watch and so frustrating to watch how accident-prone he is, Frank.
Well, with that suit, when I came up with the idea, I thought, I want a suit that would be the most frustrating thing to be in, so that limit your movement as much as possible, without kind of thinking it through and thinking, I'm going to have to work in that suit for about a week. And I did, when in that scene where I get there and the person who normally helps me out of the suit isn't there, and I have to sort of go. I did not have to act at all.
So you're a method actor as well, and you wore it home, didn't you, for that week?
That's right.
Because you're selling organic eggs during the day.
Yeah, that's the sort of, the dead-end job I've got, basically, that I'm trying to keep from my wife. But it's, it's basically all about someone who's looks after his daughter on the weekends. He's a weekend dad, but he's still really in love with his wife and would love for them. And she still loves him I think.
It looks beautiful the way it's been shot. And
it is shot beautifully.
As a Melburnian, I loved recognising some of the scenes around Melbourne. And the casting is brilliant. Oh, this is hilarious. Was this done in one take? I wanted to ask.
Yes, yeah, one take.
It is just hilarious.
Now, the people in our audience are laughing, obviously, because it's fantastic. But there's no laugh track on the show. How did that decision come about?
Well, yeah, when we did Leno and Woodley, we did it with a laugh track. And I think it's just probably there's a bit of... it's maybe just a...
I didn't know what you were looking at then.
I was just looking into my own mind.
Right.
There was... there's sort of a bit of a change in culture in terms of laugh tracks. I don't think they're good or bad. I think it's good. You know, they can work really well in some situations. I remember with... the way that me and Cole got our laugh track for The Adventures of Leno and Woodley was, it wasn't canned laughter. We would actually show the audience the show as a film, and we would record people laughing to the actual material.
Yeah.
But there was one episode where we had to completely rebuild the laugh track because when we filmed it, like with the studio audience here, there was a mic, as you've got there, but just under one of the mics there was this one woman, and every time she laughed for the whole episode, when we listened back to it, she went every time.
And sometimes when you were building the laugh track, there'd be a laugh, and Frank and I would look at each other and go, we think that joke's a bit funnier than that. And sometimes you'd just cheat a little bit. And maybe but you'd take a laughter from the audience that you had, but you'd just maybe use a slightly bigger laugh.
I'm going to be watching. I'll be watching Ready Steady Cook in a very different way.
In my memory, I think that it'd be more appropriate in terms of my experience of Cole. I didn't know about the buttons, but I know in terms of your cooking ability.
Yeah.
I think that show should be maybe just called Ready Steady Eat if you're on it. Because I don't. Have you ever cooked anything?
What?
Maybe you just didn't ever cook anything and offer it to me.
Really?
Yeah.
Before you guys get into your first fight since you've reconnected, you've also got some shows, Frank, coming up, some live shows.
Yes, I'm doing. I open in Adelaide on the 24th, I think.
There it is.
There it is, and doing a live tour of stand-up stuff. I actually did a tryout of some of the material for Bemusement Park last night, and in fact only one joke worked, which was... But it was okay because the audience laughed for 59.5 minutes. Because it was that funny.
So now when you do a stand-up show, do you do jokes that I never let you do when we were a duo? Do you use all that material?
Yeah, in fact, when you watch the TV series, you might find yourself going, I wrote that.
I have seen that tape gag maybe sometime before.
Variation on a theme.
Variation on a theme, that's right.
A beautiful clown, Frank. I always think you're like this old European, weird, beautiful clown.
Well, I
mean that with love.
Yeah, I mean, there is... we used to describe our actors as clowning sometimes, and you've got to be a bit careful because people sort of go... They think of a kind of a wacky, clown that's a bit hard to take or whatever. But there is a tradition of that, I suppose, innocence in comedy, where you're performing a persona who's quite innocent, and you want the audience to care about them, And I guess what I do is working in that tradition, as Leno and Woodley was as well.
Please thank this lovely weird clown, Frank Audley.